You've heard the names, you've heard the height. Folks, it is time for your 2015 Olympia Prejudging.
We look forward to seeing you, Amanda, anytime, any place. Tomorrow night,
Without further ado,
the next night, next
your
year,
first competitor
you're always
from
welcome
the
here at the
USA.
Olympia.
Mountain, baby.
Your Texas Titan, Branch Warren.
Well, it's a family show here, Amanda.
And I'm going to turn it over to you guys for the Mr. Olympia 2015 Prejudging.
We are ready to go. And joining me in the broadcast booth is my buddy and legend, Dennis James.
How you doing, Sean? How's it going?
It's been going great so far.
Ready? Branch Warren already out.
We got some muscle up here.
Back with the #1. I know Branch likes to be #1 because he's the first guy that comes out, gets the first look. And as you can see, Branch he's got a very confident way of posing right now. Yes, a lot of muscle on Branch, a lot of muscle.
Yeah, that's about 250 pounds of muscle right there on just a 5'7" frame.
Crazy hamstrings.
Yeah,
It seems like he's holding a little bit of water in his back. I'm not sure if that is just because he didn't hit the shot right. But you see right here, yeah, it looks like he's holding a little bit of water in his back.
is that something he can improve upon tomorrow night?
Absolutely, absolutely. He can improve this in the next 25 minutes just by posing. Keep on posing. It's mandatory, but you can also see it in his abs. He looks like he has a little bit of water holding, in his ab area.
But his quads are shredded. They're feathered.
His quads are always feathered, striated, and he doesn't have a problem with that. But from what I'm seeing right now is that he looks great, but he's holding a slight film of water in his abs and his back.
Nevertheless, Branch is always a crowd favorite.
Oh, yeah.
He knows how to get him going. Look at that. Yeah. Listen to the crowd. They love this guy. You know, he's got this blue collar, hard-working everyman aesthetic that they love.
He's a hard worker, and he's not afraid to go all out. Next up, Mr Olympia from the UAE. He's just been training in Kuwait for quite some time now. He looks like he's put on some weight himself. He looks bigger, especially on top.
He said at the press conference that he had taken a little time off because his wife got sick, but Badr Budai, who you know well, DJ, actually worked with him and helped support him and get him back to the Olympia stage.
Well, he qualified for the Olympia by winning in China, I think it was. He went to China last year, end of last year, and qualified for this year's Olympia. I'm seeing the same problem here in the abs. His abs they do not look as dry as everything else. Now let's see the back shots and see what we have right here. He's opening up real wide. He's taking his time. Yes, you can tell his
A little bit of water?
yes, just a little bit, but it's probably going to come out. Keeps posing. But I want to see his calves a little more right here, his hamstring separation, especially in these poses. He should concentrate more on, bring out the detail in his hamstrings. Yeah, here you can see the abs right here. There's a little bit washed out, just a little bit.
A little bit of trouble holding him in, perhaps.
This could be from spilling over, over carbon a little bit. It could be several
Thank
factors.
you, Mr Olympia.
Exactly what your body do, how he will respond.
From Lebanon, Mohammed Banout.
So we have Muhammad Ali Banout up next.
Well, from Lebanon, Mo Banout. He usually is the most shredded guy in any show.
I was thinking that, but not tonight, no?
Not tonight. That's what I was just thinking, because his legs don't look as separated and as dry as he usually looks. Because usually he is, really, really peeled.
He's trying to follow in the footsteps of a fellow Lebanese bodybuilder, Samir Banout, who was the 1983 Mr. Olympia winner.
seems to be a little bit on the flat side, because you can see when the muscle's still a little loose, especially in his glutes. He's usually really striated, deep striated, and it looks to me like he has less glycogen storage, which means he's just flat, and he's not, you know, if he would probably have a couple of slices of pizza right now, you know what I mean, he would look probably much better.
That's what it could take just to get the glycogen
yes,
going again?
Yeah, exactly. But you see, there's no leg separation right now, and I'm not used to seeing that from him.
Yeah, I've seen him much sharper in the past as well. This is uncharacteristic.
Thank you, Mo Manute.
But he qualified for the Olympia. He won the Phoenix Pro.
From the USA.
You know what I mean? And if you win a pro show, you belong on the stage.
Absolutely.
Now we have a rookie coming up, Max Charles.
A big rookie.
Yes, I can't wait to see him, because he was very confident yesterday.
Max trains at Bev Francis Powerhouse Gym out on Long Island.
Yeah, his problem always was that he has a crazy upper body, and his legs are just not up to par with his upper body. And it seems like they're still a little bit downsized. You know, if he can bring his legs up to match his upper body, he's been very dangerous. That
is an impressive upper body. A lot of thickness there. Little known fact about Max, he actually works at Estee Lauder in the IT department. Who knew? And he qualified for the Olympia today by winning the 2015 Tampa Pro.
Tampa Pro, yes, yep. I was there, and he was unbelievable there. He beat out Fuad Abiyan and Johnny Jackson. But you see the wrinkles in the lower and the back right now. Just tells you that he's still holding some water in his back. It seems like the first 4 guys all had a little water issue in certain areas. There you can see it in the lower back. He's still holding some water. Glutes are not dry. It looks good, but overall, this is the Mr. Olympia. In order to be competitive for the Mr. Olympia, you need to nail the condition.
On any other stage, this is a winning physique. In the Mr. Olympia, now it's a challenge.
Yes, if you stand next to the best of the best, you got to really bring your best.
He is big. Wow, look at that. You're right. Nice.
Thank you, Max.
Legs are a little smaller than the upper body.
Yeah, they're not weak, but they're just not up to par with the upper body.
From Curacao.
Speaking of big,
the Beast,
he's got another really big guy coming up.
Willie Winkler. It's another guy that's been training in Kuwait, and he looked like he's fired up.
So what do you think? We've seen a lot of versions.
Well, I got to tell you this, the color looks spot on. Huge arms. His biceps is just ridiculous. Under control compared to his showing last year or earlier showing at the Arnold this year. So it seems like he took that too hard and is controlling his midsection.
I know that was important to him, and you're right. There is a marked difference.
And it's not, the problem is that people over-carb sometimes, and they just carb up so much that the stomach just protrudes, and there's not much you can do if you don't know how to control it. I'd like to see his lower back a little more deeper. He's a little shallow in his lower back.
A little bit smooth.
But his hamstrings are really separated. Great hamstrings.
He really brought the conditioning tonight. And those arms, they're arguably the best arms ever.
Oh yeah, they're probably him and Phil probably have the best arms.
Yeah, looks good.
Yes, that's a good showing for Rolly. Better than last year. He will place better, that's for sure.
He's aiming for the top 6.
Give it up for the Beast, Rolly.
Pretty good.
Aiming for the top 6, and there's only 6 places in the top 6. So let's see.
From the USA, making his Olympia debut, Brad Rowe.
Got a rookie coming up, Brad Rowe.
It's always hard for rookies to come out for their first time at the Olympic stage and make an impact. It happened before, but look at it. He looks good.
He's conditioned.
You can see he brought the condition. And this is, as a rookie, you should always make sure you bring the condition. Nobody's mad at you if you don't bring the size of some of the veterans. But if you bring the condition, you'll always stand out.
Brad was an athlete growing up. He was a triple threat. He played football, ran track, and he wrestled. He's out of New Hampshire.
Blue striated. Yes, he brought the condition, that's for sure. That's a good showing. That's a good pro debut, and he can be proud of himself right now.
But when it comes down to the top 6, Brad's probably not going to be there.
Yeah, I don't think he will. Yeah, because these guys are just so much bigger, you know. And you will see that when they bring him out, you know, line him up for the comparisons. You will see that. But like I said, you know, bigger is not always better. If you have the condition and somebody that's bigger than him is not as hard.
Thank you, Brad. Whoa.
He has the condition. You're absolutely right.
From the Netherlands, William Bonac.
It's another guy. It's a shorter guy, but he's got so much mass in his frame. It's unbelievable.
He defines thickness. Look at that. He's 3D. Arms, the chest.
Yes.
It's thick.
That's how you start. That's how you start off, right with the most muscular.
William was born in Ghana. He lives in Hoofddorp, Netherlands.
Got great shape. He's got full muscle bellies. He's got the condition.
Yeah, he's conditioned.
I mean, I'm looking at him right now, and I got to say that from whoever I saw coming out, the first 6, I think that he has the best condition and the overall package.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably not going to look as good next to Branch Warren when you put them next to each other, but the condition, as you can see, glutes, hamstrings. Now watch his back.
He's known for his back.
He's got a thick back all the way down to his trunks. And he thinks he was overlooked last year, so I think that he will definitely get a better look this year.
Finished in 15th place last year, so he may well have been overlooked. He may well move up. Look at the calves on this guy. Unbelievable. He's not really missing any body parts, is he?
No, he's not missing any body parts.
You could argue maybe his clavicles could be a bit wider.
Well, he's a short guy, so I don't think it's...
Thank you, William Bonac.
They're that narrow.
From Morocco, making his Olympia debut,
Another rookie.
Abdelaziz Jalali.
Morocco. He won the Amateur Olympia in, I don't even know where it was,
right.
and won the overall and qualified for the Mr. Olympia here today.
So he is indeed a rookie.
I mean, this is a dream come true for him, obviously, and that is why he's on this stage today, because a lot of people, a lot of athletes that qualify in an amateur contest they wouldn't necessarily go to the biggest show in the world because they don't feel they're ready. But you know what? I see it as a chance, an opportunity to be on that stage, and I would take it any day, because you don't know. You know, if people qualify next year for the Olympia again or in the next 5 years, you never know what's going to happen.
Now, this is a dream that every young bodybuilder has, to step on stage at Joe Weider's Mr. Olympia, and you take it when you get it.
Exactly. I mean, if this is not your dream, then why are you in the sport of bodybuilding? Why are you competing? This is what it's about.
It was your dream, Dennis, and you got to do it 11 times.
11 times. But you can see he's enjoying himself. He's taking it all in right now because he's on the biggest stage in the world, making his country proud.
He is the first competitor from Morocco, I believe.
Really?
He said that at the press conference.
From the USA,
Where is he so from?
former Olympia champion,
Algeria. Was he Algeria?
Algeria.
Yep.
Dexter Jackson.
Dexter Jackson. Now, this is the one. This is the man I want to see, because at 46 years old, I think that he will show us what condition is, and we will all measure these guys by Dexter Jackson right
That's
now.
46?
46 years.
Wow. Wow. Dexter brought it. You know, for all you 40-somethings watching this at home, this is what's possible in your mid-40s. Don't watch TV. Get it into the gym and do it. Wow.
Well, I doubt that everybody that's 46 is going to be able to look like that because I couldn't do it. But he's been in the game for so long. He's been consistent. And I believe that Dexter is the most consistent bodybuilder ever in the history of
I
bodybuilding.
second that, absolutely.
16 Olympias. I mean, there's nobody else that ever had 16 Olympias.
No, he has the record. So what do you think about his conditioning?
Conditioning is good. His conditioning is Dexter Jackson conditioning.
He never doesn't bring it, does he? He's always on.
Well, he knows it too. He's playing with the crowd right now. He said it yesterday. He said, "My face looks old, but my body looks like it's 20."
He did say that. That was great. That got a great response.
Good job, Dexter.
Yeah, Dexter.
Give it up for the Blade,
Representing for his old
Jackson.
guys.
From the USA,
He's been here for the
Jonathan De La Rosa.
Qualified by win in Chicago.
Right. New York guy.
From the Dominican Republic. Such a nice guy, too. I mean, he's a humble guy. And has beautiful shape. You know, he's got the small waist. He's got wide shoulders, big arms.
Yeah, huge arms. Great V taper.
But when it comes to condition, Dexter is a tough act to follow. It's always the same. I mean, unless you really, really super peeled, you don't want to come after Dexter Jackson.
John looks great, but as he said, you know, after having seen Dexter, it's
yes. I mean,
very tough.
yeah, he looks great.
Follow.
He's got nice hamstrings. Glutes are striated.
Got those wide clavicles, narrow waist. Kind of a heroic look.
I think he's the kind of athlete that's going to look better tomorrow too, because they're going to dry out even more. And just alone the posing tonight at Prejudging is going to help him to get even drier. So by tomorrow, he'll be probably 10–15% better. But Prejudging is tonight, so it's where it counts.
Thank you, John De La Rosa. From Germany, The Rock, Ronnie Rockel.
It's Ronnie Rockel, Germany.
It's another 40-plus guy from Germany.
Right.
He was gone for a few years. Was diagnosed with diabetes. Had a baby, and you know what? He looks good.
He does look good.
He brought the condition. Something he struggled with, especially from the back. Now I want to see when he turns around if he was able to fix that.
It's incredible that he's diabetic. There have only been a few diabetic pro bodybuilders in history, Tim Belknap being one of them. But to be able to maintain that level of conditioning while having to stay on the insulin regimen can't be easy. His diet must be significantly different from the rest of the guys.
I'd like to know how they do it with the carbs. Yeah. Back looks good. Glutes is still, you see when it's kind of jiggling a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a sign of low glycogen. I think that he could be fuller, and if he fills out just a little more, you'll see all this tightening up.
Again, it's something that he can fix by tomorrow night.
Yes. But like I said, Prejudging is tonight. There's something you should have fixed last
Thank you, Ronnie Rockel.
Still looks good though.
Yes, very good showing for him. Especially after
from the USA,
going for like 2 or 3 years. And
Fred
didn't
Biggie
train a lot.
Small.
Now a crowd favorite. We're not going to get to see what he's capable of tonight. That'll be tomorrow, but Fred Smalls can move like no one else on the stage.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he throws a couple of pop locks in between the mandatories right now.
Fred has that really great V taper,
He
good
looks
sweep.
bigger. He looks like he's bigger, a little bit fuller, but I think he should be a little drier. It could be the screen that we're looking at right here, because I'm really not too convinced that the screen here is like if we would look at it, you know, from in front of the stage. But comparing him to like guys like Dexter right now, he obviously needs to get a little drier.
Dexter is the gold standard to this point.
Right.
You know, We're measuring everyone against the standard that 46-year-old phenom presents. But Biggie Smalls does look good here.
Well, you're definitely having fun up there. That's his thing. He likes to have fun. He likes to entertain the crowd, and he probably can't wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. Hopefully everyone watching this is going to tune in tomorrow night.
Yes. Yeah.
Fred is going to give a performance that's going to get you on your feet.
Thank you, Biggie Smalls.
Next up is the big man. They said he was 315
From
on
Egypt.
Thursday.
Yeah, we'll see.
On Wednesday night,
At 315
the best shape he's ever been in.
Big Rami.
He said he will be the most conditioned guy on that stage.
Be shredded.
See what the big man brings to the stage right now.
Can we see a 300-pounder shredded on the Olympia stage?
It would be awesome if we could see that.
Hard to tell so far until he hits a pose. What do you think, DJ?
Let me get another look here.
It's tough.
He's definitely big, but I don't see the ab separation here. I hope it's our screen.
He is
I don't see the chest striations.
Yeah, he looks
But he's
little bit off.
big. He's big. But he's
Wow.
probably just always from the back. He's probably just from the back. He's holding a little water from the back. He's got some killer shots like the side chest here. I don't think there's anybody that has a better side chest.
No.
Now here is where the music plays.
Let's see what he's got. He is big though, wow. So I'm detecting a little water here. Would that be right?
Yes, he is holding a little water. Hamstrings and glutes are still holding some water. It's going to be good to see him next to the other guys, the top guys.
Yeah.
You know, because the size, you can't even tell the size right now by him standing by himself.
Yeah.
You got to see how big he is when he's put him next to other guys.
Overwhelming amount of mass right there. He is aptly named Big Rami Mamdou Elspieh. He is big. He's over 300 pounds of muscle right there. Amazing. Look at those quads. Have there ever been bigger quads in bodybuilding?
No, absolutely not.
End of story. No.
Because they're 35 inches. I measured them myself.
Wow.
One time, 35 and a half.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yes, this is his signature pose. Here, this most muscular hand on the hips and stuff looks incredible. There you go.
That's the Hulk right there.
For Big Rami.
Wow. It's impressive.
From Poland, Robert
Pietrokowicz from Poland.
Yeah.
I remember Robin as an amateur in Germany. He was doing every show in Europe just to pick up some money. And he was, back then, winning every show, all amateur shows. And he was, as a pro, a couple of years ago, he was kind of fading out, you know, couldn't get the condition right. And in the last 2-3 years, he's just constantly getting his condition right and just came back as like a new Robert. His legs a little bit starting to, just losing his sweep. And I think that comes with age, because I can tell by people getting older. Once you hit the 40, you see the first thing that wants to go is your leg sweep. That's the first thing that disappears. And
It's
that
always
makes
the
your-
legs to go
yes,
first.
Exactly. And when your sweep disappears, that makes your waist look wider.
Ah, yes.
You know what I mean? And that's the problem older people get, because, you know, it looks like your waist is getting wider. No,
But it's
your
not
legs.
actually getting wider.
No, your leg sweep is gone. So you don't create that illusion of a smaller waist anymore.
Did not know that. We heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
It's not that the waist gets wider as you get older. It's that the leg sweep decreases.
Yes. Because you can see when somebody has crazy leg sweep and wide shoulders, he creates that smaller waist.
That's true.
But he's in good condition. His legs are separated. You can tell. He finally found his formula of getting in shape. Good
Thank
job,
you,
Robert.
Robert
He's one
Petrikovic.
of the nicer guys in the sport, isn't he? Always with a smile. Really,
Yeah,
really
because
happy,
he doesn't speak
upbeat
English.
guy.
So what are you
From
going to
the
do
Dominican
other than
Republic.
smile?
Well,
Yeah. If you don't speak the
he's got
language,
me
you just
fooled.
The
smile.
Dominican
Always
dominator,
nice if you
Victor
can communicate.
Martinez.
Good point, DJ.
Here you go with Victor. Another old man.
Dominican dominator, Victor Martinez.
I love
New
Victor.
York.
He's my boy, you know. But as you can see, look at Victor's quads.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Yep.
That leg sweep, Victor's leg sweep used to be unbelievable.
Yes, it did.
So was mine in my earlier days. But when you see it happening, you can't stop it. But he's still, you know, it's Victor, but he looks kind of, what happens here is it looks like he's flat. To me, it looks like he's really, really flat.
Again, it's a glycogen problem.
Yes, I think he's a couple of slices of pizza short.
I'm sure he'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
Grab some pizza on the way out. Victor is...
Because usually when Victor poses, everything pops.
Yeah.
You know? Let me see from the back.
Victor turned pro in 2000. He's been at this a while.
Yes, that was in New York. I remember the Nationals in New York.
He's persevered. He's had some tough times over the last few years.
Nobody had tougher times than Victor.
No.
He had more setbacks than anybody.
Yeah.
I think he had more setbacks than all of us together.
Yeah. And yet here he is again on
Always.
another Olympia stage.
Victor has 12 lives.
42 years old. And Victor is one of the nice guys in the
Yes,
sport. Even though
absolutely.
he speaks English, he is a truly
he is
nice
one of the
guy.
nicer guys. And I guarantee you, he's going to eat up today, and he's going to come back tomorrow, and he's going to look 10 times
Give
better.
it up for the dominator,
And he looks
Victor
good now.
He does.
Martinez. From the
Got a rookie coming up
USA,
next.
making his Olympia
Dallas
debut.
McCarver, the youngest pro
Dallas
we have. at this time.
McCarver.
I think he's
24
24.
years old.
Yeah.
This is his Olympia debut. He himself said, I got nothing to lose. And you know what? Look at his shape.
That's a nice physique right
He's
there.
24 years old. I can tell you by looking at him right now that this guy in the future will be a force who will be fighting for this
He'll
title.
be a contender. I
Yes.
couldn't agree more.
Because he's got the height, he's got the shape, he's got...
Look at the calves.
Yes,
Jeez.
he's got the... I was about to say, he's got the calves. All he can do is now fill out and get bigger.
And he is, as you mentioned, he's one of the taller guys in this, in this sport.
And he brought the condition too, as you can see. He's
He
in
did.
condition.
Let's see what he's got in the back. The hams look great. Hard to believe he's just 24.
For 24 years, I'm impressed. He's got some, you know, some size to pack. He needs to pack on a little more size to be really competitive. But right now, today, I think he's going to do better than he thought he would.
Imagine what it'll look like at Dexter's age. Give him 22 years.
I think he needs about 2 more years, 3 more years to put on some size, just fill out his frame a little bit more, and he will be very dangerous because he won't have a problem losing his squat sweep the next 10 years.
No, young enough.
Yeah, he's going to get. It's actually going to
Thank
get
you,
even better.
Dallas McCarver.
A lot
Good
of
job,
people say it
Dallas.
looks
That's
like
how you come on an Olympia stage for the first time.
Matt Damon
From the
doppelganger,
USA.
Dallas McCarver.
The prodigy, Brandon
All right, Cedric McMillan
Curry.
is out. From what I heard, he is not in the show. Yep, there's some health issues. We don't know exactly
News
what
to
happened.
me. Okay.
So Cedric is not competing.
You heard it here first,
We have
folks.
Brandon Curry. Brandon Curry is another guy for me with a beautiful shape, beautiful
Amazing.
lines, small waist, wide back. He just never nails the condition right. He nailed it one time, and I think that was in Brazil.
He
a couple
won
of
in
years
Rio,
ago.
that's
Yes.
right. Yep.
But as you can see here, he has every body part. He just needs to nail the condition.
And it must be more frustrating to him than to any of us. We all want to see this unfulfilled potential because look at that structure. But it must be a difficult thing for him because he brings the size.
And people
every
always
time.
ask me,
He's
say,
got
what
the
I
shape.
need to do, what I need to do. I said, I can't tell you what you have to do. We need to find out what you're doing wrong. First, we need to eliminate. You need to eliminate the don'ts before you know what to do.
When it comes to shape and size, he's got plenty of it.
He's got the shape, he's got the size, but he's just holding, I would say 5 pounds too much water
5 pounds.
overall. So, but tomorrow, this could be easily fixed.
Thank you,
But as you
Brandon.
pointed out, tonight is the prejudging.
Absolutely. Tonight is where the judges
Folks, for those wondering, I've been informed that
if you
Cedric
lose too many
McMillan
points tonight,
did
you
withdraw
can't
from the
make that up.
competition earlier today. Not feeling too well. We wish Cedric the best.
Steve Kuklo.
Yeah, I promised
From
I'd
the
say some
USA,
nice things about him to his
the
wife
King Snake,
Amanda.
Steve
who's, with us
Kuklo.
earlier.
Let's see how he comes out, because he took some time off. He got married.
Yep.
Steve was always a guy with beautiful lines too. He always had, problems with staying full and conditioned, but it looks like he is. Color is good, that's for sure.
Definitely. He's big. He's a tall guy. He's big. Lots
And
of
he's
muscle
got
there.
huge calves too. You can see
Look
that
at
from the
those.
front.
Wow. And according to Amanda, Latona Kuklo, he's the best looking guy on stage, if that counts.
Absolutely. Well, I don't expect anything else. I just don't like when the camera goes so close to the guys, because you can't really see what's going on.
It's hard to get the perspective.
Yes. I think that I've seen him harder. You know what I mean? I mean, you can see this, everything's there. You can see there's the lines in the glutes.
Yep.
But it's just not the dryness and the crispness that, you expect on the Olympia stage. And I just don't see it right now.
It seems to be affecting a lot of guys.
Yes,
tonight.
absolutely. You think everybody's coming in shape,
Yeah.
and then you actually see everybody's holding a film of water. And
Yeah.
like I said, the film of water can be gone in less than a couple of hours, So that's why it's all about the timing when it comes to bodybuilding. The timing is what makes, the champion.
Of course. But that is
Thank
a really
you,
complete,
Steve
impressive physique.
Kuklo.
He's had a great physique since he was an amateur.
From
coming up the
Germany.
amateurs. Took him a while to turn pro, and I said it back then. I
Dennis
said,
Big Bad
unbelievable
Wolf.
potential.
Here's a guy you know,
Dennis Wolf. There you go.
the Big Bad Wolf. Always a favorite here.
Dennis, if he stays full, he will be a serious force. And you can see right
He
here.
looks conditioned.
You see the condition
He
right
brought
there?
it.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Condition
He
right
brought
there.
it.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
He's going to open up. There you go. Small waist.
Yeah.
Deep, separated quads.
He really
He's going
brought
to
it.
open up for front double biceps. And there you see the size of this guy.
Again, a tall guy. He's pushing 6 foot.
Yeah, and Dennis is
Wide.
another one that had issues with condition for a while, and now finally, the last couple of years, he found his formula.
Talk about quad sweep.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. You're talking about quad sweep. That's where it's
time.
at. Look at that hamstring drop. He's going to sit on it.
Yeah, that's impressive right there. No water problems with Dennis. So he took 3rd place in 13. He took 4th place last year.
Yes, him and
Flipping the
Sean
script
Roden.
with
We going
Sean
back
Roden.
and forth.
Yeah.
Yes.
The audience loves that back.
Yes.
I mean, it's impressive. Look at that.
Because when he's full, his lower back is there too.
It's there.
You can
Yep.
see when Dennis is not full, his lower back disappears. And as you can see right here, wait, let's see when he opens up.
Yeah.
There you see his lower back, you see the rhomboids is still there. Because
Absolutely.
that means he has the fullness. Now let's hope he stays there full through our prejudging, because he's also known for fading.
He's very prone to gaining water quickly,
Yes.
isn't he? Yeah. But he's
Chest looks full there too.
definitely on. He's vying with Dexter for most conditioned athlete
Yes,
right now.
absolutely yes. If I would have to judge the show right now, I would have Dennis winning the show.
All right.
Okay, but
You heard
we
it here.
have Sean Roden and Phil Heath.
We've got some good guys coming up, don't we?
Those are the only two in front of him. Very good showing for
Give it up
Very
for
good
the
showing.
Big
That's how you do it.
Bad
Very-
Wolf.
Good job, Dennis.
From the USA,
The world's strongest body.
world's strongest bodybuilder,
Johnny also
O.
43,
Jackson.
44.
Yep.
And you
44.
you will never know when you see him. His body looks fresh. His face looks young.
His skin is tight.
Yes, absolutely.
Amazing. And again,
Look at his traps just sit there.
definition of thickness. Wow.
Yes. And the condition is on. Look at his abs is tight.
He brought it.
He's probably got the best set of abs that we've seen tonight.
Yeah, great conditioning.
And you know what? If you look at Johnny, he looks like he's somewhere in the 240s, 250s. He probably weighs, if I had to guess his weight, I would probably guess 225, 230 max.
Yes, that
max.
Yeah, he's got that lean look. But yeah, you're right.
He doesn't have to be that big because Johnny needs to be in the condition, and that makes him look even bigger because he creates an illusion by having separations and detail and creates an illusion to make you look. The best example for that was Flex Wheeler. Flex Wheeler was 220 pounds. Looked like he was 240.
That's right.
Next to guys, they were 250. He made him look small.
So what you're saying basically is Johnny could lose a few pounds. He's somewhere in the 250 range. He could lose a few and possibly even look bigger.
Yeah, I don't think he's 250. I don't think he's even 240. I think he's no more than 230 right
There you go.
Yes. You heard it from me.
All right. Then it's gospel.
Yes.
Now, Johnny's always had
tight.
a little bit of a problem with his legs.
His legs,
they don't quite match his upper body,
and
right?
you know what? That problem he won't be able to fix anymore. He's just at that age where you
44,
can't,
right?
You can't grow legs anymore like that.
But they're peeled. They're
J.O.J. Johnny Jackson.
You have the separation that's creating an illusion of being fuller.
From the USA,
Now, one more
Big
L.
Diesel
He's been
Morrell.
on the stage last year. He was in the top 10, his first Olympia. He's been improving ever since. He beat Victor Martinez in New York for the New York Pro.
Yep, another New Yorker. Trains at Bev's gym as well. Known for his aesthetics.
He's a hard worker, too. He will not take a day off from the gym, and even if it's Christmas.
He trains twice a day. He told me that the other day.
He takes his job very, very serious. And you know what? When you put your time in, it's going to pay off. There's no other way.
He's got a baby on the way.
Yes. Karen is pregnant, and I think it's 7 months. So.
Yeah, she's close. I saw her.
And I remember I went to the wedding 2 years ago in Puerto Rico. Beautiful people, beautiful couple. And he's a very humble person. And you know what? He looks great, and he will definitely be in the top 10 again.
Look
at
that way.
Quads,
Brought the conditioning. And that he's got this really amazing V taper, doesn't he? He's got the wide shoulders.
He's
very narrow
wide,
waist.
very
He's a
wide.
tall guy, but he's got that small waist.
In that shot, I would like to see the hamstrings a little bit more. It's not that he doesn't have the separation, as you can see he does.
Not
but
flexing
you
him?
need to, you need to flex it. And this comes from practice and posing. You practice, hold the stop, hold the shots.
His posing isn't quite as polished as, say, a Dexter Jackson's, right? You can kind of see it. The confidence isn't quite there. But the frame is there. The muscles are there.
Yes.
The conditioning.
But you know what?
Give it up for Big Diesel.
So there's nothing. If you have the body, I'd rather have the body and work on my posing.
From the USA.
Than have the body.
Makes total sense.
Lexatron Sean
Here we go.
Roden.
See Sean Roden.
Last year's third place
A
finisher.
man that thinks he can beat Phil Heath today.
He does.
In every single pose.
That's what he said at the press conference that you hosted, DJ. Let's see.
He said he's about 8 pounds bigger. Now let's hope he has the condition he brought last year.
Looks good so far.
He looks good. And he's not even doing nothing. There you go.
Yeah. Great detail. There's serratus
super tiny
obliques.
waist.
Look at that waist.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he looks
Wow.
good. He looks really good. He was my favorite last year.
And Sean's a real quiet guy.
I would
He's
like
not
him
going
to
to
hold his
boast.
abs in a little bit. He's letting his
They're
abs go,
a
and that's
little
not Sean.
distended.
I never see that on him. There you go.
There,
look
he's
at
got
the
it.
lines in the quads.
He
and
locked
the
it
glutes.
in there. Now the abs are.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see from the back.
That little
His
waist
back
really.
was always a little bit shallow, but
Sure.
he said he brought it up. He's starting with the
Glutes
lat
are in.
spread. This is the shot right here where you want to beat Phil. This is where you got to beat him.
Looks pretty good. He didn't hold it quite long enough, did he?
Well, if you don't hold it long enough, that sometimes means that you don't want to
You don't want the judges
so
to
that's
look
not
at it.
as good as you think, But
Thank you, Lexatron Sean Roden.
so he's definitely fighting
He's
in the very top.
fighting for a top spot
Yeah.
for sure.
And your final competitor.
So that leaves one competitor.
Phil.
Yep.
He is your reigning and defending Olympia champion.
A mix of the two.
I can see Hani sitting right there.
There's Hani
He's
Rambo.
probably beating right out of his shirt.
I can imagine.
Look at him. He can.
Four-time defending champ Phil Heath going for a 5th title, something that hasn't been done since Ronnie Coleman won his 5th in 2002.
He said, he's trying to point out to him, where's the gut this year?
Yeah.
Phil looks like the champ to me. Can't wait for the comparisons because this is where
he looks big. He looks bigger. Definitely. His arms, like you said, between him and Rulli, for maybe the best arms ever. He looks really confident. He exuded confidence at the press conference.
If you have 4 Sandals in your house and you don't have no confidence, then
that's not going to happen for me. Trust me.
This is where we see what's going on right here. Hamstrings in.
Glutes are in.
His back's going to come alive after like 2-3 seconds. Watch this. Right here. We need to see this from the back, though.
You know, it's hard to believe his back was considered a weak point for him when he was coming up through the amateur ranks.
Yeah, I remember that. In 1 year, he came back with the best double back, double biceps.
Yeah. Put in the work.
That's a confident man right there.
Yeah. He just looks massive. Yeah, the abs are in. Good coloring, too. It just really brings the total package.
He is your 4-time Olympia champion, Phil Heath.
That's how you want to come back after a year where you're not happy with it.
Yeah, how about a big hand, folks, for our 2015 Olympia lineup?
He knew he underperformed last year, and he's been waiting 365 days to bring it back.
No, let's wait for the lineups. We'll see. They'll probably bring them out in groups now.
All right, folks, time to move on to our comparisons.
We got 24. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring them out in groups of 5 or 6.
And this is where the judges are looking to compare the guys to one another, right?
This is the first where they just do the quarter turns and the mandatories. This is not the call-outs. This is where they line them up now. See, they bring them out in groups of 6.
Group 1 on stage, our first 6 competitors.
Leave next group, and then they do the.
Please welcome our head judge, Mr. Steve Weinberger.
And here we see how big Issa is next to Branch.
Issa looks really big. So is Rulli. And of course, Max.
Okay, but then here you can see the condition of Branch stands out next to some of these guys.
There he is. The crowd favorites, Branch Warren.
Branch's quads.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Second only to Rami's, I'd say. Brad Rose surprising himself well for a rookie.
I like the size of Rulli is nice, but he needs to keep everything tight. He cannot relax the legs mid pose.
Yeah. Wow, Max Charles looks super wide.
And when you see that on athletes relaxing mid pose, that means they didn't practice the posing right. They didn't hold it. They didn't count themselves 5 to 10 seconds holding the shots, because this is where it counts.
That's a workout in itself, isn't it, DJ?
Oh, yes.
Holding poses.
Posing is worse.
Keeping your stomach in while you're flexing every muscle.
And try not to run out of breath. Out of these 6, I would definitely say Branch, Raleigh, and
Issa and
Max.
Yes, there's a little more condition, maybe.
You will see some of these guys now get harder. You see some people going to fade. You know what I mean? This is
it can happen over the course of minutes.
Right now, it can happen any second that somebody gets better by while he poses. Somebody gets, starts spilling. You know, it happens all the time. You just don't want it to happen to you. You know. Some guys get better as they go on, and some guys just run out of gas.
Your favorite most muscular?
Yeah, Ruli's letting the stomach hang out a little bit. There he goes. He brought it back in. Look how big Max is. Wow.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, how about a big hand, folks? Thank you, gentlemen. Stage.
Next 6.
Stage left, please, gentlemen.
All the way to Fred Smalls.
And let's have Group 2 on stage, competitors 7 through 12.
People always ask me, do you miss the stage? I was like, not really, to be honest. I like it this way better.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
The microphone, watching the guys. It can't be
let's
easy.
see Dexter.
Gentlemen, you want to turn to the right.
This is a pretty even lineup size-wise.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? There you can see, just because Dexter said he said 245.
Yeah.
I don't see 245 right now standing next to these guys because, you know what I mean? It might be, maybe he was 245 2 days ago. But I would, again, he's a little lighter today. But you can see the condition is on. And Fred doesn't look bad either. You can see his condition looks good right now.
Fred looks great, and that V-taper helps. What can you say about Dexter, though?
That kid from Morocco is a big boy.
Hey, he's tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fred does look good. He definitely brought it.
This is why sometimes when they do their mandatories, you can't really say anything because you got to see them next to other people.
Next to each other.
Yeah, because then you can see where where the flaws and the strength, where everything comes out. William Bonac is, from the back, he's probably going to be really crazy looking right now.
Open up!
Take my hats off to Dex, though. I mean, I don't know how he does it. Because you can see this right there. You can see the skin is see-through.
Yeah. Yeah, he is ageless, at least his physique. Yeah, look at Bonac. Man, is he thick. Wow. Ronnie brought it. Ronnie Rockle, definitely condition.
Your favorite most muscular?
It's hard not to notice Dexter, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
got everything. He's got it all.
He's a veteran. He's been doing this for so long. This guy.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Stage left, please, guys. My side.
Probably not even training.
Yeah.
When Dexter was already winning shows.
That's true.
Group 3 on stage, please.
No, I'm sure he's a hero to a lot of these
13 through
younger
18.
guys.
All right, now we have Big Ramy all the way down to probably Steve Kuklo.
Sounds good.
Now we can see size differences. Now we can see who's.
Yeah. You always see one with Ramy up there.
Because he's standing next to Robert Petrokovich.
Yeah. Dallas is looking surprisingly big. You know, he's got that height, he's got that width. You know, for his first Olympia, that's a great showing.
Yeah. Ramy just outsizes these guys.
He's something
It's just
else.
too big for
Look at those quads from the back.
And sometimes if you have that amount of mass, you know what I mean, and just a fairly decent condition, you just have to give you a notch, you know, unless somebody is really, really peel out of his mind and makes you look smooth.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but right here you see. But I don't like his abs this time. Ramy's abs was tighter last year, especially in that shot. You know, I remember we practiced that pose for so long. We hold his abs tight while he's doing the front double. So I told him, I said, you're big enough. You don't have to relax your abs to make yourself bigger because it just doesn't look as good.
So it seems like maybe he tried to get a little too big, even for Big Ramy.
Yeah, and that seems to be an issue because, you know, people don't understand size is not everything. It's a lot, but it's not everything. You got to bring the condition. And if he would have probably dropped another 10, 12, 15 pounds, he would have probably looked ridiculous. I like Dallas McCarver here too, because this is a rookie and he's standing out.
He is.
You can see him standing next to Brandon Curry and Victor Batidas.
Yeah, right in
and he
between
looks
them.
like he
Holding his own.
Yes, he's holding more than his own.
Yeah, that kid has a promising future for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Give him 2-3 more years. Yeah, Rami has problems with his stomach, and that's usually his strong part too, his abs. I don't know what it is that makes him not being able to hold it in, and that could be again posing practice. You don't pose, you start hitting shots, you run out of gas.
All right, gentlemen, stage left, please, guys. You may exit the stage. And our final group, competitors 19 through 24, please.
We got 5 left.
Dennis to Phil. This is going to be.
We've got potentially top 3 guys.
Top 3
here.
in there right now. Potentially, I guarantee you, that's the top 3 in there right now.
We got 4 here.
Look at Johnny standing there, upper body. He can stand next to everyone. Doesn't matter, anybody.
Yeah. It's traps.
Oh, we got Sean and Phil standing right next to each
look
other.
at that.
He can go shot by shot this time.
This is probably something Sean was really hoping for.
Sean, just keep that stomach in. I've never seen it on Sean.
Phil's lats are a little fuller there.
Right there, he's a shot. Yeah, from this side he looks better. From the other side he had it.
Interesting. There's Dennis. Super peeled.
I don't know who I want to look at. I'm looking at Dennis, I'm looking at Phil.
Yeah.
I want to see these guys standing next to each other. I'll predict the first call out right here. Dennis, Sean, Phil, Dexter, and Branch.
And Branch.
Or Rami.
Or Rami.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that call out.
That's only my prediction.
Well,
Doesn't necessarily mean I'm right.
you're usually right, DJ.
Yes, I know. I'm usually right.
Look at
Sean
Dennis's
doing the front.
back.
Yeah, look. See, the camera's throwing us off a little bit. I'd like to see this a little better. Yeah, you can see Steve's a lack of condition when he's standing next to Dennis.
Yeah. He's
You
got
can
the
see
size.
his skin is still a little thick.
A little bit thick.
You know what I mean? And that's exactly what I tell guys. I say you gotta make sure your skin gets thick. Even if you're in shape, if your skin is still thick, you're gonna see it looks like you're smoother than you really are. This will be a nice pose here for Dennis again. Sean sets the Sean shot right there. I'd like to see Sean a little more enthusiastic. I mean, like, act like you really want it. He's so calm in his face, there's no emotion. I'd like to see him fight.
We know he wants it, that's for sure.
Yeah, of
It's a
course.
good pose
Yeah.
for him.
But if you don't, look at Phil. You know what I mean?
Phil's getting the
He should do the
audience
same
involved.
thing. I mean, you fighting for the title shot. You know what I mean?
You got to pull out all the stops.
Yes.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Phil is fired up. All right, now we're going to get the first
So
call
now
out.
the judge is going to call the gun count.
Yep, they're going to line them up on both sides.
So we'll see if your
All
prediction
right, folks,
comes true.
time for the calls. We're going to have our
Yes.
entire lineup
Let's see if
on
maybe they
stage
might
at
just
this
call
time.
3, 4 or 5. Let's see what they do. I can't wait. I'm not a judge, but I've been around a couple of days.
Sure have. Now, this is definitely going to be interesting. And really,
Steve Weinberger is going to make that call.
he will. The audience is waiting.
All right, folks, time to let the judges know who you like. Who are we going to see in the first call-out?
First call out, very significant. The audience knows.
They go with Branch first, and they know they're going to go with at least 4 or 5. They might throw us off and go with 6. You never know.
About to find out.
In numerical order, Pender 9 Dexter.
Oh, they're going to throw us off.
Oh, boy.
23 Sean, 24 Phil.
Dexter, we got Ronnie. So you're right so far. Both of them in the first call out.
What's that, a two-man call out?
No. No way.
What are we looking at? What's going on?
Here we go.
Oh,
Got
there we
Dennis.
go.
Yeah.
There we go.
You're looking right.
I was right.
Yeah, I would say so, DJ. As usual.
I was right.
This is the call out. You called it.
I'm rolling.
Oh, and ruling.
Oh.
Went with 6.
So they went with 6.
Interesting.
Let's see how they position it. Right now, Phil standing on the outside. There you go.
There they
So
are.
Rami out, Phil in, Sean Roden in, Dexter out.
Oh.
They're going to keep, let me see if they keep Dexter next to Rami or if they move him in.
So for the uninitiated, this is significant that you've got Phil.
To me, this
Dennis
looks
in the
right,
middle.
yeah. They top 3 right there.
Yeah, there's Sean, Phil, Dennis,
Unless
probably top 3.
Steve likes to move him around to throw people off.
Throw us off.
You know, just to get a different view of the guys from the other side and from the judges. But the way they position him right now, it looks like Phil, Sean, and Dennis.
Dennis, possibly with Rami and Phil. Now it's way too early to predict that, of course.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they do next.
But this is a bit of a bellwether for what's to come, you would assume.
See?
There you go, Dexter gets moved in.
Yeah, so Dexter 4th. And that's because he had the condition.
He sure did.
And they looked at it, they gave him a chance, and they saw Dexter just out-condition him and move back in.
In this instance, size will not win the day, or it's not so far.
I don't like Rami's abs this time because he usually, we had that last year, he had the abs tight.
Back spread, the side chest, great mandatory poses. Gives the judges the opportunity to see the physique from all 4 sides.
Yeah, Phil taking the stuff, Phil, yeah.
Phil is fired up.
Yes, he is fired up. He had to be fired up. And we don't see Kai Green on this stage, because think about it.
No, but this is no cakewalk.
Oh, not at all. And it's not over yet. That's the first call out. They might move him around in this.
Right. All these guys are going to give Phil a run for his money. Dennis definitely brought it. Dexter definitely brought it. Sean's looking amazing. Yuli's got to be really satisfied to be back in the first.
Yes, absolutely. And that's out of condition.
What are you thinking? Look at these back shots. Look at Dennis. I don't know. He's got 6 amazing backs right there.
See, Rami looks like he's fading again. Like, running out of gas. So they move Sean and Dennis side to side only, so which means nothing.
It means nothing.
But when you look at it, now I'm gonna rest my case for a minute and see what happens.
Well, let's put it this way. Phil has stayed in the middle. We're moving Dennis.
Well, in the middle right now is Sean and Phil.
And now it's Sean. It was Dennis for a minute.
Sean and Phil in the middle, it means this could be 1 or 2.
Could be.
Well, I doubt that they have decided yet, because there's going to be a last call out where they're going to have to do it. He's going to have to go at it one more time.
That's right. Now they could end up with a 2-man call out, can't they? And
They could end up sending 1 or 2, 3 back right now and leave the rest standing.
There you go.
which would give you an indication of what's going to happen.
Sure.
There you go.
Oh, there you are.
See?
They sent 4 guys.
Yeah, top 4.
Interesting.
That tells you it's the top 4 right there.
Probably so.
So Branch is fighting right now, and Branch was 12th last, 7th or 8th last year, and moved into the 6th spot. So Branch is a fighter. Don't be surprised if Branch is going to fight his way through here and end up in a better spot than right now. He would be at 7th or 8th because we Issa together.
Although I guess you could make the
Plus
argument.
William, good call out for William.
Yeah, good call out for William. It's all starting over now. This could be 5 through 9. And I think they start over, basically.
I'm surprised I don't see Juan Morel out there yet. That surprised me a little bit.
Ah.
But, yeah, Rami is
Not
he's
quite
big,
what he was
but he's
last
about
year.
15 pounds too heavy.
That much? Wow.
Yeah, it's water. There's a lot of water. And he's
Yeah,
a big
his
boy.
size,
Can you
yeah,
imagine how much
that's
water
true.
he's on? Yeah, because you can see it now, and he's not practicing posing because, you know, when you see other guys like, you know, especially guys like Kai Green, you can hold his shot for an hour and won't even break his sweat. You know what I mean?
Rami is getting a little shaky.
But he's moving up. You know, he's definitely top 5 or 6. So he's moved up every year. I mean, he started 8th, 7th last year, so he's moving up. So he's doing something right.
He apparently is, yep.
Could he be better? Absolutely, yes. He could be fighting for the title since last year.
If you were a little more peeled. But kudos to Branch, as you said earlier.
Yes.
This guy's a survivor, a fighter, every adjective you want to use that connotes heart, drive, toughness. That's Branch Warren. You know, it shows in his physique, too. He's got such a rugged physique. Grainy, hard, muscular. So they're not really moving the guys around here.
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, well, see, after they finish the mandatories, they might move him around.
Give him
or
a
they might
switch.
send back Rami and Rolly, which will let them know that you guys are 5 and 6.
Maybe Branch as well.
Still, yes. Or they're going to move Branch in and, you know, they have a few more comparisons. You know, you never know with Steve. Steve likes to make it work. You know
Steve
what I mean?
Weinberger,
This
head
is
judge.
the biggest show. You work for this because you train for this. So
Yeah, Steve is one of the most seasoned judges in the history of the IFBB.
oh yeah, and he
Really knows
and
what
he
he's
gives
doing.
everybody a chance to compete.
Absolutely.
Here's again, you can see Rami's not getting his abs tight, even in the shots. So maybe he's out of breath, or he just didn't practice the posing.
He can bring it in, but he can't hold it in.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at him, you see the size and the shape that he has for this size.
He does have a small waist.
He could be an unbeatable bodybuilder, without a doubt.
Reminds me of Paul Dillette a little bit, right? Guy who just
I
couldn't
didn't.
quite-
Yeah, I think he has even better shape than Paul did. Paul, you know, his back was very weak,
Yeah, true.
especially in the back double bicep.
Yeah, Rami does not have that problem.
Nah. Okay, this is the third call out. We got from 10 to 14. 15 also. Damn, Juan
15
Morel,
or
he must be
16.
really disappointed right now.
Yeah, Juan really brought it.
Because he was 10th last year.
Yeah, you're right.
So he could still be 10th now, but he made
He's got to
improvements.
fight
So
for it.
he probably expected himself to be, you know, at least a spot or two higher than
Yeah,
last year.
of course. That was his goal. I talked to him about it.
And I like Dallas standing next to one. I like Dallas. I really like this boy. I mean, 24 years old. I mean,
I can't get over his calves. Gigantic. Yeah, great shape on Dallas, too. He should be flexing here, though. He should be presenting.
so they're moving one.
So Juan's moving in. Ronnie's moving out. Good for Juan. So you got 3 New Yorkers in the middle there. You got Juan and Max and Victor.
Front mats ready. Side chest.
Fred Smalls does look bigger. Smalls looks
Yeah,
big.
he's put on a few pounds.
He has.
I'd like to see Victor eat up some food tonight.
Yeah. Fill out a little bit.
Yeah, and just watch the water, just eat. That's the first thing I'm going to tell him when I see him later. I said, just go eat. Steve hasn't even been out yet. Has Steve been out?
No. Nope.
Wow. Well, that means he's out of the top 15.
Huh. Yeah.
Well, from what it looks like right now, I mean, we have 15 spots already going. But that comes down to condition.
It does, yeah. It's so essential. Dallas McCarver brought his condition.
Dominoes in 5.
So did Ronnie Rockel. They are hardening up. I can see that.
Yeah,
You
some of the
mentioned
guys
it
when they
earlier.
keep posing, you see they start coming
The
alive.
water's coming out.
Favorite most muscular.
Dallas is a big boy.
It really is. Yeah. A few more years, he's going to be a contender. Good shape, wide shoulders.
Let's see what happens now. They send them all back? No, they're going to leave Ronnie and Fred.
Ronnie. Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Now they're going to bring out, oh, they haven't brought out Johnny.
Okay, so they're bringing out the rest of them now. Here we go.
Was
Everyone's
Johnny
getting
out
a
already?
chance. No, he's coming out now,
Wow.
I believe. There he is. There's Johnny. Yeah, this is the last of them. You know, you look at Steve, and he's got all the potential. You know, it's just a matter of condition. Missed him by just a little bit. But the size, he stands out. His height, his size, his shape.
Turn to the right.
Look at the thickness and the detail in Johnny's back.
Yeah, it's
this
ridiculous.
is comes from powerlifting. This comes from heavy deadlifts. I mean, all his life.
800+ pound deadlift, the
Yeah.
world's strongest
Yeah.
bodybuilder. It shows every one of those pounds. John De La Rosa with a nice V taper.
Out of these guys right here, Ronnie Rockel has the best condition if you look at it.
Definitely.
You know, I mean, Steve and Brandon Curry missed their mark. I hate to say it, but that's just the way it is. They missed their mark, and it's just frustrating to see such great potential and such good, physiques not nail their condition.
And they're kids compared to him. Look, the old man brings it, right? Ronnie's in his 40s. Johnny brought good conditioning, 44 years old.
Yep. Look at Johnny's back.
Yeah. That's amazing.
It's crazy.
Johnny switch. Fred and Johnny. Johnny Jackson.
So they're moving Johnny in. There you
Yeah,
go.
rightly so. Makes sense.
Johnny and Ronnie. This call out, you see?
Yep. Good comparison right there.
Dominoes in 5. Favorite most muscular.
Those traps on Johnny. Jeez.
It's crazy.
Wow. They look like lattice.
See what we have a last call out.
Yeah, this should be
I
interesting.
predict 4 or you predict 2.
Oh, man. I'm going to go with 3.
I'm going to go with 4.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know why,
That's
but
more
something tells me
interesting.
they're going to bring back 4. And
Oh, we
that
got a
would
couple
be-
more guys here. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry to Brad and Robert. Jeez, they definitely deserve to be seen. And Abdelaziz. Oh, that was Mo, and here comes Robert.
Yeah. It's got to be frustrating being in the last call out.
Yeah.
You know, knowing you worked.
They work just as hard as the guys at the top.
Yeah, all this time, and Brad is in great condition. So is Robert, and also Mo. But condition sometimes is not everything. It's a lot, but you gotta have the proportions, the symmetry to come along with it, because just being peeled is not winning shows.
You've got two rookies right here, and
Yes.
they prize themselves really well. These guys should be very proud. This is the biggest stage in bodybuilding, and they're here. Doesn't matter that they're in the last call out.
Doesn't get any bigger.
Nope. It is, you know, you pointed out earlier, it is surprising to see Mo not the most shredded guy on stage.
Yeah, holding water.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if he drops a little bit more water tomorrow, he could be shredded.
Interesting.
Because it's all there. You can see the striations to the glutes, but you see there's a film of water all around his body. I mean, abs and his
Very unusual.
and his hamstrings, especially from the front, which is, I don't understand it, because he's usually Mr. Peeled.
Absolutely peeled. Wide back on Robert there.
Your favorite most muscular.
It's the 8th of the mandatory poses, the most muscular. You know, Mo looks like he's getting a little drier as he's posing, something you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. So
here we go, the last call out.
I predict
You're saying
Phil,
4.
Sean, Dennis, Dexter. I hate to be right again.
Yeah, look at you. Do you have a script there somewhere? You're hiding a script for
I
this
hate
thing?
to be right.
Wow.
Now this is a very important call out. This is a very important call out. This is where they need to fight. This is where you fight.
These are the 4 best physiques on the planet Earth.
Yep.
Dexter Jackson, Dennis Wolf, Phil Heath, and Sean Roden. Who's it gonna be? The judges are deliberating. Comparing the backs right now. I don't know if I've seen Dexter look better. He really looks terrific.
Sean caught up with Phil's size, though. If you look at them steady next to each other right now, you can see he's put on some size.
He has.
And he is, you can literally say Sean and Dennis both are pushing Phil. They're sandwiching Phil right now.
You're right.
You see that? But Phil is the champ. You gotta knock the champ out in order to beat him.
Phil is looking pretty good.
What do you say, folks? Who's looking good up here?
But yeah, even in this shot, he looks good now, Sean. He's put on some size.
Which he said he would. He kept his promise. They say the back wins it. That's what we got here. It's close. Phil has those nice round lats.
Yeah, and his thing in his back, he's a little dry too.
He's definitely dry. Look at the hands. Phil brought the condition.
So they're moving around now.
Yeah.
This is Steve likes to do that. That's what he does.
As much for the fans, I'd imagine, as for the judges.
Yeah.
The audience is loving this.
Because Dexter looks good next to Phil too.
He does. Dexter's definitely nice.
Dexter is, look at it, he's fighting. He's fighting, and he's killing it too. And talking to him while he's at it. Yeah. Sean's midsection is usually better. It's not as good as it usually is, and it's probably come with, But gaining a little exercise,
right? Yeah,
yes.
sure.
You know, that waist is not as tight as it usually is, and right here you can see it.
Yeah.
He's relaxing it, something that he usually never had a problem with. And when you have such a small waist, you know, it can only go forward. It cannot go out to the side. So it's only going to cut, yeah.
Yeah, because from the back, look at how tiny it
Right.
is. Dexter always had a great back, didn't he? He's really just so complete from trap to lumbar.
Look how he's holding his own, Dexter. I mean, come on. You got to give this man props.
really.
There's nothing else. Look.
Absolutely.
I tell you right now that I wouldn't have a problem with Dex being second. I got to tell you right now. Because Dex is getting better.
He is.
When everybody else, especially Sean, seems just to face just a little bit.
Dennis is, look at his back.
Yeah. It's kind of like a roller coaster for me right now. Everybody's going back and forth.
Now, when you see this, Dennis, now do you wish you could be on that stage?
No. Because I'll be out of breath by now.
Got him up there for a while.
Sean needs to hold his abs together. When you have such a small waist, you do not want to let it go.
Phil is definitely exuding confidence, as is Dexter.
Yes.
He's a true veteran. As young as Phil is, he's a veteran. Big Dennis, great pose for him.
All right, thank you, Steve. How about a big hand for our 2015 Olympia lineup?
2015 Mr. Olympia.
It was awesome. It was exactly what we expected, Sean. I mean, they came out, they delivered.
They did.
And look at him, still going at it. Still going at it. It ain't over.
This is what the fans want.
Right.
Good camaraderie here.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Folks, that's going to conclude
Watch the
prejudging for
the
tonight.
replay and assess themselves and see what they have to do.
Congratulations to our winners
because this is a very
here on this
important day.
stage
And I
tonight.
believe
Ladies and gentlemen,
that these four
tomorrow,
guys,
10:30
they can still,
start time
you know,
at the Expo.